Good afternoon, good evening, top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, here on the Intervision FM universe. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast. Brought to you by Bonefields Foundation, Chinook Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, Englewood, Colorado. Also, Richard Damiano of the Littleton Eye Clinic. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Talking about this, the Godfather, so James Brown. This is on. My man is on. Check it out. This is James Brown saying, stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Happy Monday. We're not dead yet.
Oh man. No. It seemed like we've been off for a week. It was a long weekend.
There's a lot that's gone down over the last few days. Trucker convoy taken off all throughout the United States. Trucking companies are deciding to kind of leave this whole state of New York out in the cold. But we'll see what happens. Wow. Bunch of stuff going on, Johnny. Got AI in the news. Where do you want to start?
Oh man. And we also got I guess Easter's coming up on the 31st of March.
It is. It's an early one this year.
And they have been saying that some preachers are afraid to talk about the resurrection.
Oh, why's that?
Because they're afraid that it might offend non-Christians.
That's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to offend them.
I was like, well, that's going on for the last 2,000 years.
I'm kind of figuring like, I'm not sure where they are recruiting these preachers or what is going on with these people.
God is weeding them out. If you're not relevant to the gospel of Jesus Christ, you're not going to be there anymore.
Yeah. And so this is what's going on is ridiculous. Well, but these guys are actually leading some congregations. And I guess is the milquetoast revolution, where you only say what pleases your congregations. You're not laying down any truths. It's like, well, it could be
your ears.
Yeah, it could be your truth. This is not exactly my truth, but it could be your truth. It could be our truth. It's not exactly God's truth. So it's getting pretty interesting. If you're a part of one of those churches where it looks like what is it called? Like a club? What is it called? Like a club, a social club, somewhere where you can chew the meat of the word. Let us know. And if maybe some of you are maybe not even aware. Maybe you think that, hey, everything's all good. Our pastor doesn't have to talk about sin, doesn't have to talk about grace, doesn't have to talk about any of the hard things that Jesus said. He's just, I say, I love you, you love me. We're just a big family. Isn't there a song?
Barney.
Yeah. Okay, that's the Barney song. Yeah, I thought I heard that somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, let us know in the comments line. Let us know in the comment line down here.
That's why I liked Alton Bond. The man preached the word.
Absolutely.
Alton Bond?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about the Autobahn here in Aurora.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you knew him.
Well, we went up to Wolf Creek or Wolf Pass or whatever it is in Montana with him too. And up in Cheyenne.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
played at a revival up in Montana with him.
Wow. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you were on Facebook, he was posting something about he went to these homeless shelters and he's going out to the the harvest is here and he's going out there like getting in there, man.
Mhm.
And I was impressed, man, because because I think I don't know if I said this last week, but I was thinking this after I saw that, and I was thinking like, man, it's like okay, there's ways we could look at this thing of this influx of all these people come in that don't share, some of them don't share our values. So why not look at that as a harvest coming to us? Say because a lot of people say, well, don't send me to Africa. Well, what if Africa is coming to us? You
That's
know,
right.
Yeah.
so it's like well, and then well, it's not in my list of things, but like this one guy who's been here 3 times and ended up uh murdering
The girl, yeah.
the nurse there, and the mother. I'm happy that she's going to sue the government. And I think she's going to have some people some people behind her to help her with with that financial thing, because if it wasn't for the lack of Mayorkas and Biden closing that border, certain things wouldn't be. We have murderers here in America. Yeah, we're not going to be lost for people that think they have a right to do that kind of stuff. But when you import them in and it's because of your policy, I always say that you should be accountable for this. And politicians, they get away with a lot of stuff, and they could do a lot of stupid things, and then they don't notice it until they stop getting the votes, right? So that's the one I wanted to start with first. Then let's see. Uh, okay. Oh, the award show, the entry in the Hall of Fame, and I guess is Cher gonna be put in the Hall of Fame? I thought you had to be dead. Well, I guess you don't have to be dead to be put in the Hall of Fame.
Dang.
All right. So Cher and see who else? Hold on for a second. Who else is? Let me get. Where's my? Okay, here we go. Let me see. Who else? Oh, Mariah Carey. And let's see who else? Oh, Mary J. Blige. And okay. So they just named, I guess, and it's always a celebration if there's like more women than guys. So I guess,
Bonus.
yeah. So there's I got the story about the USA Today. So we could say women power, girl power, whatever
Right.
on that. Oh, and I didn't put this in here, but there's a video. I wonder if I should have put that link in there. This video, this guy, he's in the New York subway, and
Oh,
he's playing his instrument, right? He's 29 years old, and some lady, I don't know if she didn't like his music, she could have said, "Hey, just, I don't know what if you didn't like the music, you could get on the train and go somewhere else." But she
sure.
grabbed his metal water bottle and she nails him in the head.
Wow.
There's actual video of this, right? Because somebody was, videotaping them because they enjoy it. Because sometimes I'll, if I'm in the listen to some good music, I'll take out my camera and I'll start videotaping it. And for
Oh, yeah.
just out of the blue, she didn't even know the guy. She just grabs his metal bottle and whacks him over the head.
Wow.
So sometimes I want to follow some of these things and find out like who are these people?
Happens from, yeah.
What are they thinking
They aren't.
Yeah. And do they have any remorse after spending a little bit of time in jail before their trial? Because it's never a speedy trial. Or in the case of New York, that Blige guy, whoever that the district attorney, he let out those guys that were the four guys that jumped the police, and then I heard that they got caught in Arizona. They were,
Bragg.
yeah, yeah. So he let them go. They hightailed it out of here, and then they get caught in Arizona, and guess they're part of the MS-13. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like so maybe she might do some time, and then it looks like it might be a good thing that, you know, maybe she won't do any time. Maybe it'd be like a revolving door. But yeah. So if you're a musician in New York and you're out trying to make some money, I don't know, maybe stand with the wall to your back.
What's the one word that'll save you? Duck.
Yeah,
Stay tuned
man.
for other helpful tips and tricks in the music industry. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, man. So
Used to
anyway.
be tomatoes and veggies that they throw at you, but they got too expensive.
They got
Yeah, yeah, and I got one of those metal water bottles. I can imagine somebody drinking of that
I'm drinking
Yeah.
outside
a
there.
pot of coffee out of one right now. I got one too.
Yeah, so it's like, man. Oh, and then I used to I know this guy. I still know him. He does his flute playing down on the 16th Street Mall, and he's an older gentleman. I think he's around maybe in his mid 60s and so like that. And I saw somebody, you know, try, you know, and then he has his little thing of like a open case where, like, you know, people put money in and stuff like that. And he plays flute to like a soundtrack and everything like that. And some guy tried to come by and knock over his stuff at one time, some homeless person downtown, which is kind of, you know, and a lot of things happened before I couldn't put all this stuff in because it happened after, because when I was going to work out, the mayor went on TV to say how he's gonna make downtown Denver great again.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, and I would have put this in there because I had no idea that he was going to go on with the I guess this, not the State of the Union, no, or state of, what is it? That would be called the State of the or no,
State of the state.
the city of the, because Colorado
State of-
was, yeah. So he came up with he's going to come up with for the workers that work downtown or in construction or whatever. He's coming up with he wants to come up with some low income housing that has childcare within it. So when the person goes out to work, they have childcare. Somebody, some kind of company with childcare within the building. Now you know who's going to pay for that. You know.
Well, your average taxpayer is going to pay for that.
Yeah. So he's and I was gonna spin back and go back and look over like the beginning, because I caught it just at the mid of that the meeting where he was like what he's saying, like what he's gonna do. And I guess he speaks fluent Spanish. So that of
Yeah.
course that made, you know, the
Yeah,
people.
my sister's lived in Colorado since the early 70s, and her husband, they're moving.
Yeah, yeah.
They're leaving. They're tired of the liberal politics there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like it's just getting more and more that way, and it's by design, and maybe because I like to see, like, if some of these people that are passing some of these things, like the pedophile thing, where they say that, you know, they don't want to. The Republicans got to put this thing to put them in jail for at least 4 years, and then the Democrats says no, we should just keep no minimum, no maximum. well, no maximum, and because these guys, some of them who are buying these kids have money to pay their way out, right? A lot of them do. So it's like, so it's almost like it's the weirdest thing. It's almost like living in like in the Twilight Zone. And I have a feeling that they're playing the long game. They probably figure out they make it so bad that, you know, like I said, they'll move all the people out that are not for them, and then, you know, after you tax a place so much, then they start migrating to another place to try to wreck that place. It's like
Some places won't allow it though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
when they have it's a good solid red state, it just can't happen. You got rednecks with guns.
oh yeah, yeah. So some places they won't be able to wreck like that. Yeah. Now, now let's talk about fake news. And I'm beginning to think I'm going to download this app called Start Page, which it gets around some of this Google algorithms. But these guys, they came together with two of them, and I guess if you look at his Twitter feed, I mean, it shows, you know, where he's coming from politically, woke wise, whatever. And so he was put in charge of programming the Google Gemini. And even I told Alan sometimes I've had arguments with the chat AI, and I know that Denver is Colorado is the most liberal place for killing of children, born or unborn. But it tried to argue me and tried to say that that's illegal. They can't pass a law saying like that. And I said, whether it's illegal or not, your programmer is misguiding you. And now, you know, and it's like you could just tell that the programmer will not admit that it programmed it not to admit what the Dems are doing by saying, "Oh, that's illegal to kill a child as it's being born." Well, even that Governor Northam, and I don't forget what state he's in, what state he was from, on the radio show said, "Yeah, we'll deliver the baby, go to the mother, and then ask her, do you
North
want,
Carolina.
yeah, you want the
Yeah.
baby to live or die?" And it's the recording, right? And it's almost like, yes, he did say that. And so I'm thinking about like copying and pasting the URL and say, okay, now tell me your lies. If I can still find it, if it's still there, searchable, because they bury some of those things so deep. But I can look for it. So anyway, so AI, this Gemini AI, it was saying, I was telling the guys before the show, if you typed in who were the founding fathers of America, I mean, you know, it was George Washington. I mean, they wrote down the constitutional republic. They wrote down the Constitution. I mean, they really put the structure of how we would do our republic. But if you ask Google Gemini, it starts putting down these black guys and Native Americans. Which,
So basically, if you ask it to generate some scenes
yeah,
that are congruent with the time frame of that day, you would most assuredly get a diversified, equitably inclusive group
yeah,
of folks then.
yeah. And if you ask, like, who are some of the popes, they start putting down these
Oh,
black
right.
guys that
Right.
never even popes. Man, this thing was just going off the rail. And so
So
they had to pull it.
did they?
Yeah, they had to pull it and say, we need to work on this a couple of more months and then we'll release it. But if they still have the same people working there, I don't know how they're going to fix it because they have the same people working there. You know, they're not going to say, well, let's grab some of the real facts. And how can you mix the real facts in with the woke facts?
I think I've been kind of keeping up with some of this AI development stuff, especially over the last 2 years or so. And one of the big things they've had problem with was reconciling actual true facts that you would input into the system, like 2 + 2 = 4, for instance. But then you start getting these anomalous things like you want to put in this diversity, this equity, inclusion kind of situation, where I'm okay, you're okay, everybody's a winner, even though it's very clear that there are only two types of people, winners and losers. They're
Yeah.
Male and female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That too.
Exactly.
That too. Yeah. Yeah. See.
Exactly. So, when you run into things where you can't get around the fact being 2 + 2 = 4, all this fluff that goes into this programming with DEI conscious AI systems, there ends up being like a conflict. AI is like, well, I was told this, but the facts bear this other thing out. What the heck am I supposed to do here? So there are some issues where AI kind of gets kind of befuddled and in a quandary and can't operate.
Well, okay. Have you ever heard of the play Hamilton? You ever heard that play Hamilton? Well,
No.
There's this guy that it was part of our history or something like that. So my wife was telling me she wanted me to go to this thing, and then I heard that they're gonna have women play the male parts and stuff like that. And I mean, I guess in theater you can do that kind of stuff. You can have not historical people in playing different parts and stuff like that, and that's theater, whatever. But I said no, I just can't. I couldn't put myself through that. It's like, so it's almost like, yeah, that works in theater. You go to the theater play and they might pick out this person, and that wasn't historically right, but hey, this actor got the part, whatever, and so forth. But it's not historically true. It's just them being equitable. So I guess they say, okay, well, if we've been doing that in plays so many years, so now let's just do it with reality, but not define that, no, this is not reality. This is just if the world was perfect as far as what a liberal thinks.
Hey, Johnny, is that kind of stuff allowed in Russia?
No.
No.
No. No. If you had a pride parade, it would be shut down within seconds. There is no pride parade in Russia. And
Get out the S17 or SU-17.
Yeah. And when Tucker went there and said the streets are so clean, yes, because what I understand is if you are homeless or you're just hanging out, there will be a police that will come tap on your shoulder and say, we've noticed you've been here a lot. And when I was there, I saw maybe 3 what would be called skid row guys who went to this church to get help, but it just wasn't like no tents. That's just not happening. And if you don't have a place to spend your winter, your parents, if you're a derelict or whatever, somebody just has to put up with you. But
Wow.
it's like you're not going to be hanging out on the streets, And let's see what else was different about that place. That you're just not gonna, no food banks. So if you can't figure out how to feed yourself, you're not gonna be, you're gonna have to eat dirt or something like that. And let's see, it was this is another thing. You go to the doctor, right? And you're sitting out there waiting to be, it's like one of those state-run hospitals, right? And you're sitting out in the lobby, and people are being brought in before you and brought in before you. Well, if you slip them a little bit of money, you'll be next in line.
Okay.
Yeah, and we definitely experienced that, you know.
Wow.
And but if you have the money, that doesn't happen. But if you go to one of the state hospital, you're definitely going to have to do a little give the doctor a little bit of something extra to get get in line, and they won't say anything. You just notice that everybody else is going in, and they're not seeing you.
Wow.
So just little stuff that Dr. Carlson probably missed while
Few
he was
things.
there.
Uh,
Yeah, you know, because they're not gonna say, "Hey, come over here. We'll show you, you know, the real something here." So
but here's some weird stuff that I'm thinking about with things like Google Gemini. You got Bard, which is another Google thingy. Chat GPT, some other stuff going down with that. Lost my train of thought here.
yeah, GPT can do that to you, man.
I watched something come out of the top of your head.
Yeah, I had my roommate come into my room unannounced, so I was like, "What are you doing?
Oh
What are you
man.
doing?"
So
So
you're
anyway,
talking
so I'm
about
thinking,
Chat GTP and all
I'm
that.
thinking the medical profession. I'm thinking you give AI all this knowledge to be able to maybe perform diagnostics, to be able to make some informed decisions about procedures that can be done to help people. And this gets pretty common. Well, what happens when diversity, equity, and inclusion gets sprinkled into the mix? You know, could there conceivably be a glitch that could be baked in, so to speak?
Yeah. Now, how many planes have to go down before you say, "Wait a minute, maybe this equity thing is not working"?
Right.
Or well, and then this is a hidden thing because you know, like hospitals or doctors' procedures are, I think it's the third leading cause of death. But because that's in the hospital, it's not really like visible that much, and that doesn't get on our radars. But the stats are there, right? There's a lot, and so even without diversity, we have a lot of these guys making mistakes because they're practicing, right?
Practicing medicine, practicing law.
Yeah,
They learn their medicine on Chat GPT.
yeah, man. It's like, gee.
I was gonna do some brain surgery. Yesterday I couldn't spell it. Today I are one.
Yeah.
I are one.
Yeah.
I are a brain surgical.
Oh man.
Today I are a brain surgical.
It's just like I think I told you this before. It's like in drama in IG Magini, Tony was saying, you know, I've always wanted to be a doctor, and Major Nelson was Major Hilly was going in for appendix to be removed, and then all of a sudden Jeannie blinks Tony into the surgery room, and he has a scalpel, and Hilly yells, saying, "Hey, wait a minute, you're not gonna cut on me." Even though Jeannie could have gave him the information on how to do it, it was just the thought that you're a pilot, you're not a doctor. Oh, you got to watch that. If you guys get a chance, you got to watch that. I'm not even sure what the episode is. I just bought 39 episodes of the first season of I Dream of Jeannie, and it may be in the second season, but it was only like $19. I could resist it. $19. That's a good price for 19. Yeah, no, 39 shows. So
wow.
And it's still funny today, man. It's like, but if you get a chance to see that, just to look on Healy's face when he looks up and he sees Major Nelson there with the scalpel. It's a classic. Oh man. So anyway, Oh man. Okay. Well, a little bit of sadness. We sent up the prayers to the mother that lost her daughter uh, to this three-time loser, and and but these banditos, justice was served because in Arizona, they didn't. It was amazing that they got down to Arizona, but they still got caught. And my daughter, she's going this weekend to. It's really weird. She's 34. She doesn't even know the stuff I was telling her because her boyfriend is a truck driver. So I was asking her,
Oh, wow.
did he boycott New York because the New York truck driver said that? And she said, I don't know nothing about that. And I said, do you ever talk to the guy? It's like, I know, I don't know, man. I guess her dad talks about different stuff, but I'm gonna see if I can get some interviews or if I can get some phone numbers. They're going, I guess his grandmother is Jamaican and stuff, and she's 90, gonna be 90. But I said, no,
Wow.
get me some phone numbers because I would love to call them and have them on the show. And
Yeah.
we may have to test this because I want to see if I can do it through Skype and I could bring up the voices and stuff like that. Because I want to
Sure.
find out.
Problem.
Yeah, because we've been seeing on the news, um, people being interviewed and stuff like that. But I like to bring in some of that into our show. So, and if you want to be part of that, info@intervisionfm.com, info@intervisionfm.com. Email us your phone number, tell us what topics you would love to talk about, and then we'll call you. And or come in on our Skype, come in and because we don't just let people in. I used to put out the password and the thing, and we got some trolls that will come in. So we got
We had a couple of fun times.
Oh, that's why I'm here.
Hey,
yeah.
Mike, what are you doing?
Oh man. Oh man. So it
Yeah.
was getting pretty wild, man. It was getting pretty wild. And I had to learn how to mute, like tab, mute, tab. So that's a little bit too much exercise for me. So anyway,
I'm
that's
like the two old guys on the Muppets up in the
yeah.
balcony.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, so I'm finding out something's happening with our restream. So I'm at the broadcast this show a little bit later because something is wrong with our key again.
Oh, good.
Technical, but we got it recorded, so we'll put it out there. We'll put it out there tonight. And then tonight, I forgot the night Black History Night with Erica Brown. She's gonna be on the combo thing. So yeah, you can check that out at 7 p.m. tonight.